The death of Queen Elizabeth is shaking up the world. But following the death of Elizabeth the Queen Mother on March 30th, 2002, British newspapers went into a frenzy over fashion. The BBC's coverage of the Queen Mother's death was called everything from disrespectful to amateurish to insensitive. The Guardian wrote, "The BBC stands accused of showing disrespect at best, of betraying the nation and losing all right to call itself the national broadcaster at worst." The problem was with anchor Peter Sisson's choice of tie. Where reporters on rival station ITV were wearing black ties to report the Queen Mother's death, Sisson's was wearing a dark red one.
Good evening. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth the Queen Mother has died in her 102nd year.
The BBC received around 130 complaints from viewers about what they viewed as tactless coverage. Sisson's friends defended him to the Times, saying he'd been told to wear that tie to match the BBC's new corporate color. The BBC replied that they had not banned mourning attire. The BBC also noted that palace representatives said they had been satisfied with the network's coverage. Yet the broadcaster still made some changes in the aftermath. According to The Independent, the BBC now rehearses for the deaths of major public figures, especially royalty. The broadcaster also always has black ties and suits available for reporters to wear. The BBC confirmed those details to Insider. Insider also notes that news anchor Martine Croxall changed into a black jacket in a matter of minutes after announcing the death of Prince Philip in 2021. Mirror also confirmed that a specific dress code has been implemented for the reporting on the Queen's death. Male broadcasters will wear white shirts and black ties, and all reporters will wear dark-colored suits. Former BBC editor Tim Luckhurst had predicted in The Guardian, less than a year before the Queen Mother's death, that coverage of a royal death would almost never be considered flawless, and whoever was on air at the time it occurred would be blamed. He wrote, "Some poor hack, probably someone who has covered wars, revolutions, general elections, and natural disasters without putting a foot wrong and simply by following good journalistic instincts, will be declared an unperson." The prediction was eerily correct for Sissons, who wrote in his memoir that he had never forgotten how the criticism hurt him. What are BBC News presenters expected to wear the rest of the time? An email to other employees from Samantha Smith, an editor and reporter for the BBC's Inside Out Southwest show, leaked in 2017. According to Marie Claire UK, it included the advice to wear somber clothing for reporting serious stories. Cosmopolitan UK added that Smith's list of acceptable clothes for BBC reporters included smart jackets, tailored suits, ankle-length pants, and simple makeup. Inappropriate clothing included fur, leather, short skirts, and cardigans. She specified that they should keep their hair short as it was easier to cope with. Marie Claire noted there were also specific rules for different types of stories reporters might cover. Jeans, raincoats, and rain boots were inappropriate unless a story was about the countryside. Flip-flops were only appropriate for reporting from the beach. Sneakers were to be avoided unless the story involved running. A BBC spokesperson called this informal advice, not an actual dress code. The BBC reportedly received 109,741 complaints about its coverage of the 2021 death of Prince Philip. Some objected to their inclusion of Prince Andrew in the coverage, given the criminal allegations against him. However, most of the complaints were that the coverage had preempted normal BBC programming, like the finale of MasterChef. The company had received similar complaints after the Queen Mother's death.